Picture a huge room, so big you can't see the end of it. Rows and rows of eggs sitting in machines, buzzing softly. There's no sound of hens clucking, no straw nests, just the quiet hum of technology bringing thousands of chicks to life every day. This is the hidden world where factories make baby chickens happen. A place where nature meets human ideas in a way that's hard to believe until you see it. It's strange, exciting, and maybe even a little mysterious. Today we're going to spend some minutes pulling back the curtain on how these factories turn plain eggs into those fluffy chicks we all know. You'll walk through giant farms full of busy chickens, peek into machines that act like perfect mothers, and watch newborn chicks break free into the world, all step by step. Trust me, it's a process that'll make you stop and think, no matter if you're a kid dreaming of how things work or an adult who's seen it all. Anyone who's ever wondered how stuff gets made on a giant scale will find something here to grab their heart. So pull up a chair, maybe grab something to munch on, and let's get started. This isn't just about chickens, it's about seeing a system so big and busy, it touches every corner of the earth. But before we get going, if you love to know more about how things are made and produced in factory, then hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our next videos. Also, make sure to like and share this video so that other people can see it too. The process kicks off in a spot you might not expect. Huge barns stuffed with chickens, thousands of them, all bustling with life. These aren't the chickens you'd cook up for supper. No, these are the quiet heroes of this whole process, the breeder chickens. Their one job, laying eggs that turn into the fluffy chick we all know. It's a busy, noisy place, and it's where everything starts. These barns aren't just anywhere, they're all over the world. You'll find them in the wide-open fields of the United States, the rolling hills of Brazil, and even the busy farmland of China. Inside each one, tens of thousands of hens and roosters share the space, living together like a giant family. These birds aren't picked by chance. Farmers choose them because they're strong and healthy, the kind that passes down good traits to their chicks. They eat special food, grains and nutrients mixed just for them. And the barns stay warm or cool depending on the weather outside. It's all set up so these chickens feel safe and ready to do their work. Now picture this. A hen lays an egg and it doesn't just sit there. It rolls, smooth and steady, onto a moving belt like something you'd see in a big factory. No one has to pick it up or carry it. The belt does the job, gathering eggs from every corner of the barn. It's a sight that makes you stop and stare. A river of eggs sliding along, all headed for the next step. In some places, though, it's not just hens and roosters doing the work. Farmers step in with science, using a method where they help the hens make eggs without the roosters' help. It's strange to think about, but it's a trick that keeps things moving fast and steady. Here's something to make you wonder. In just one day, a single barn can churn out 20,000 eggs. That's right, 20,000. Close your eyes and imagine it. Eggs stretching out in every direction, flowing through the barn like a stream that never stops. Each one holds the promise of a chick waiting to come alive. It's hard to wrap your head around how many that really are until you see those belts loaded up, carrying them away. This is just the start, the very first piece of how chicks come to be. These breeder chickens and their eggs set everything in motion, and it's a job they do day after day without much fuss. You might not think about them when you see a chick, but they're the heart of it all. So let's hold that thought, these busy barns, these rolling eggs, and move on to what happens next. Because once those eggs leave this place, they're off to a whole new world, and it's something you won't want to miss. Now, those eggs you saw rolling out of the barns don't just sit around. They head to a place that feels like something from a science fiction movie, a hatchery. This is where big machines step in, hugging the eggs like a mother hen would, but on a scale so huge it's hard to picture. If you've ever wondered how factories help nature bring chicks into the world, this is where you'll learn something new. Inside the hatchery, the first step is the incubator. These aren't small boxes. They're giant, sometimes holding 100,000 eggs or more. The air inside stays warm, right around 37.5 degrees Celsius. That's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Nice and cozy, like a hen sitting on her nest. The humidity, or the wetness in the air, is kept just right too, so the eggs don't dry out. Machines do all this work, and they don't stop. They turn the eggs a few times a day, rolling them gently. Why? Because in nature, a hen nudges her eggs to keep the little chick growing strong inside. Here the machines copy that fussing, making sure every egg has a fair shot at life. This whole process takes 21 days, and it's split into two parts. For the first 18 days, the eggs stay in these big incubators, warm and quiet. Then for the last 3 days, they move to a different spot called a hatcher, where they'll finally break out. It's a waiting game, but inside those shells, something amazing is happening step by step. Here's a fact to teach you. By day 3, if you could listen closely, you'd hear a tiny heart beating inside each egg. By day 18, that heartbeat belongs to a fully formed chick, ready to meet the world, all growing inside a steel box. Isn't that something to wonder about? But it's not just heat and turning that make this work. The hatchery has sensors, little watchers that check the temperature and airflow all the time. If it gets too hot or too cold, even by a little bit, the chick inside might not make it. These sensors are like silent guards keeping everything steady. It shows you how much trust goes into this. Trust in machines to get it right because nature doesn't give second chances. Some hatcheries even use cameras to peek inside the eggs without breaking them. They shine a light and look for signs of life, just to be sure the chick's growing as it should. It's like a window into a hidden world, teaching us how fragile and tough life can be at the same time. Let's stop and think about that heartbeat for a moment. Picture thousands of eggs, each with a tiny life starting up. Thump, 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 all in rows of glowing machines. It's a quiet kind of wonder, knowing that in less than a month, those eggs will turn into peeping chicks. That's what the hatchery does. It takes what the breeder chicken started and keeps it alive, growing until it's time to hatch. If you're imagining this, you might see long lines of incubators, lights blinking softly as machines hum, or eggs rolling over gently, watched by those sensors. Maybe even a time lapse, starting with a yolk and ending with a chick curled up, ready to break free. That's what's happening here, day after day, all over the world. It's a lesson in how life can grow in places you'd never expect. Not under a hen, but in a factory full of steel and hope. So the eggs are safe here, warm and turning, getting ready for their big moment. But they're not chicks yet, but would soon turn to chicks. After 21 days of waiting in those warm incubators, something special starts to happen. The eggs begin to shake, crack, and split open. This is the hatching stage, where the factory floor turns into a noisy nursery. It's a mix of chaos and wonder. By now, those eggs have moved from the incubators to hatcher trays, shallow shelves stacked in warm, humid rooms. Inside each shell, a chick is ready to break free. They don't have hands or tools, but nature gave them something clever, a tiny bump on their beak called an egg tooth. It's small, sharp, and just strong enough to chip away at the shell. Bit by bit, they peck and push, working their way out. It's hard work for such a little creature, and it teaches us how much fight they've got right from the start. Once they're out, the air is warm and wet, drying their damp feathers into that soft, fluffy look we all love. Wet and sticky one minute, fluffy the next, it's a change you can't help but smile at. While this is happening, machines keep humming. They shift the trays, count the eggs, and make sure everything stays on track. The air fills with tiny peeps, soft at first, then louder as more chicks break free. It's a race against time, not because anyone's rushing them, but because most of these chicks hatch within hours of each other. The factory sets it up so they're all ready together, like a big family arriving at once. That's part of what makes this stage so alive. Thousands of new lives starting up in the same noisy, busy moment. Here's something to make you stop and think. In a big hatchery, 50,000 chicks might hatch in just one day. Picture that. A whole city of newborns popping out all at once, filling the room with sound and movement. It's a number so big it's hard to grasp until you imagine those trays stacked high, each one spilling over with fluffy little birds. It's like a symphony, loud, messy, and impossible to forget. This is another thing you need to know. Chicks don't need anyone to pull them out. They do it on their own, with that egg tooth and a lot of stubborn hope. The factory just sets the stage, keeping the air warm and the trays moving. It's nature doing the hard part, But humans figured out how to make it happen on this huge scale. If you're picturing it, you might see close-ups of an egg splitting open, a wet chick pushing through, or piles of fluffy newborns crowding the trays. That's what's unfolding here, a room full of shells breaking and life spilling out. This stage isn't quiet or still. It's the heartbeat of the hatchery, where all that waiting pays off. You saw those eggs rolling from the barns and warming in the incubators? Now they're not eggs anymore. They're chicks, peeping and wiggling, ready for what's next. The little chicks you just watched hatch don't get much time to rest. The factory jumps back into action, moving fast to sort them, check them, and get them ready to leave. It's a busy, organized step that happens so smooth and quick. It's almost like watching a dance. If you've ever wondered what happens to chicks right after they break free, then you need to pay attention carefully. First up is sorting, figuring out which chicks are males and which are females. This part is important because female chicks grow up to lay eggs, while male chicks are raised for meat. Expert who knows this already can spot the difference in seconds, holding a chick gently and checking its feathers or tiny parts under its wings. In some places, machines do it instead, flashing lights or sensors to tell them apart just as fast. This teaches how much thought goes into every step. Nothing is left to guesswork. Once they're sorted, the chicks slide down different paths, each group headed for its own future. Next, the factory makes sure these chicks stay healthy. They get vaccinations, sometimes a quick spray in the air they breathe, sometimes a tiny needle poke. It's all to protect them from sickness, especially since they'll soon be living close together on farms. Watching those spray mist over the peeping chicks or seeing a worker give a shot feels strange and comforting at the same time. It's a quiet promise that they're being looked after, even in such a big, bustling place. Then they're counted, one by one, before being tucked into boxes stacked up high, all while their little voices fill the air. This whole step moves quickly. From hatching to boxing, it takes just a few hours. Here's something to make you sit up. Some machines can sort thousands of chicks in an hour, faster than you could count to 10. Imagine that, a blur of fluffy bodies zipping along, handled with such speed it's hard to keep up. It's a wonder how humans build a system this fast, teaching how much work goes into getting these chicks ready for the world. But there's a tougher side too. In some hatcheries, male chicks, the ones that won't lay eggs, are culled. They're taken away and don't make it further. It's a sad truth, and not everyone likes it. But it's part of how the factory keeps going, focusing on what's needed most. You can see how this step shows a mix of hope and hustle. The factory's alive with movement. Workers lifting trays, machines humming, chicks peeping louder every minute. You might picture it like this: a worker holding a chick under a light to check it, a cloud of vaccine spray settling over a group, or boxes filling up with fluffy newcomers. It's busy, but it's not messy. Everything has its place. This is where those tiny lives get their first big push, sorted and set for what's ahead. It's a lesson on how factories take something wild like hatching and turn it into something planned and steady. All this speed and sorting isn't just for show. It's about getting the chicks out fast while they're still strong. They've got energy from the egg to last a couple days, but the clock's ticking. The factory knows that, and every move is about keeping them safe and ready. So as those boxes stack up, filled with peeping chicks, you can feel the hum of something big winding down. Just for a moment, the chicks been put into boxes are ready for distribution, peeping softly and sent off across towns, countries, even over oceans, to start life. These chicks don't need food or water right away, and that's a little trick of nature. Before they hatch, they soak up a yolk sac, a pouch of energy inside the egg. It keeps them going for 2 or 3 days, strong and lively, even without a meal. It's amazing to think about, those little bodies just born, carrying enough life to travel far. They're tough in their own quiet way, and it teaches how nature sets them up to survive this early trip. Landing at farms, some will grow up laying eggs for us to eat, while others will become the chickens we cook. It all depends on what people need, and that's where they're headed. Getting them there is a job all its own. The boxes they're in have holes for air, and trucks or even planes carry them along. The drivers make sure it's warm inside, not too hot, not too cold, so the chicks stay safe and cozy. It's a science of trust, keeping thousands of little lives happy on the move. Picture a truck rolling down a road full of peeping boxes or a plane lifting off with chicks bound for another land. That's happening right now all over the world, and it's a wonder how far these tiny ones can go. Here's something to spark your imagination. Chicks from one hatchery might end up in a small coop in a village, scratching in the dirt. Others could land on a huge farm in Europe packed with birds. Some might even make it to your nearby store, starting as eggs or meat on your table. It's a chain that stretches everywhere, connecting us all through these little travelers. That's the magic of it. One factory's work spreading out to touch lives far away. So there you have it, the process of how chicken chicks come to life in factories. We started with those big barns full of breeder chickens, laying eggs that roll away on belts. Then we saw the eggs warm up in humming machines, waiting 21 days to turn into chicks. After that, we watched them crack open, filling the hatchery with peeps and fluffy chaos. The factory sorted them fast, checked them, and boxed them up, sending them off to farms near and far. It's a busy, noisy process that mixes nature's wonders with human know-how. Millions of chicks pop out every day, all over the world. It's a lot to take in, and it's real when you see it unfold. This whole thing teaches something special. It's not just about making chicks. It's about how people figured out a way to help life grow on a giant scale. From the quiet barns to the trucks rolling away, every step shows us what happens behind the eggs or chicken we eat. Maybe you're left with a little wonder, thinking about those tiny hearts beating in the eggs or the sound of thousands hatching at once. It's a big, alive system, and we've walked through it together. Now we want to hear from you. What got you the most? Was it the belts carrying eggs like a river? Are the machines keeping thousands of chicks warm? Or how quickly do they go from hatching to heading out? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know what stuck with you. It's your turn to talk, and I'm all ears. And if you like learning how things like this works, give this video a thumbs up. It helps a lot. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our next videos. Before you go, share this video with someone who'd enjoy it too. Maybe a friend who is interested in knowing how things are made or produced in factories. Thanks for sticking with us through. It's been fun showing you around, and we hope to see you back here soon. Take care, and we will see you in our next video.